Hello, how you doing? This is the update on the abandoned properties and the cheap properties. They are still out there. West Texas, Alabama, Georgia, all throughout the South, South Carolina, uh, got some plantations for sale, $60,000. They're still out there in Mississippi, the South Carolinas, etc., West Virginia, Virginia. Now, if let's just say you have $100,000 to spare, you can buy a town in West Virginia for 100,000, an abandoned town for $100,000. Now you got to think about it. The roads are there, the infrastructure is there, the post office is there. Now the houses may not be worth anything because they're all overgrown with poison ivy and stuff. But you got to think about the infrastructure's there, so that's something to think about. Now the railroad is probably going through the town, but doesn't mean you can play on the railroad. Okay, it just means it's there. Um, but if you are homeless, I do recommend that you look into tax delinquent property. If you are homeless in Cleveland, look into the tax delinquent property in Cleveland. Get the rules and the regulation because the rules and the regulation are per county, per state. In other words, the rules for tax delinquent property in Virginia, West Virginia is different than Columbus, Ohio, than Ohio or Missouri. So if you are homeless, the first thing you should do is, look, social service cannot do but so much for you. But I do recommend that you look at tax delinquent property because I don't know why homeless people keep parking on public property. You cannot do that. You cannot park on a Home Depot parking lot. You cannot park on put a tent on Home Depot, Lowe's, or anything else. That's why you need to buy your own lot so you can park on it. And then when the police stop by, you can say, look here, I have the title deed to this lot. So therefore I can park on my own lot. The police don't care about you. They don't care. Okay. But I don't know why people in these homeless encampments keep parking on property that is not theirs. Okay, I don't understand that. If you're gonna park it, if you're gonna have a tent in the woods, you need to buy the woods. You need to buy that property in the woods. I don't care whether it's Florida, Georgia, wherever. You need to buy that in the woods. Okay. But look, there's still some properties in Texas. You can do, I would say 95% of your research on Google. If you look, now I would recommend personally that you go look at property. I would recommend personally, particularly if it has a house on it, because you need to know what the rules are for the state for if you have a shack on the property. What do you do with the shack? You need to know that. But I do recommend that you I recommend that you look at, if you're homeless right now, you say, well, okay, I think I'll go to Alabama. Okay, go on to Alabama. And while you're there, try to buy some tax delinquent property if you go to Alabama. Because you cannot park on public lands. You cannot park at the courthouse. You cannot park in parks. You cannot park in these encampments. That's why they're tearing them down, because that's public property. You cannot park on public property. You need to own that property. Okay, so I recommend if you're homeless to look into tax delinquent property, look into abandoned properties, look into abandoned buildings, abandoned hotels. Tennessee has a lot of abandoned hotels, abandoned buildings too. Have a nice day.